Well, good afternoon, folks. This is Woodcraft. My name is Joe. Thank you very much for stopping by. One of the most consistent questions I get asked on a regular basis is, Joe, I'm thinking about getting a new everyday carry knife, a new fixed blade. What are your favorites? You know, what are your top 2 or 3 favorites? Give me something to consider, because I just, I want to consider something beyond, what I'm aware of. And so, I take the time to answer those, whether by email, a private message, or, however they contact me. I received that question again last night, and I thought, you know what? I've got the time today. Let's go ahead and film a quick video and just kind of answer that question for anybody out there who might be wondering. With that being said, let me take a second to define what I view an everyday carry fixed blade to be, or what kind of function it does, or the place in my life that it fits, because I'm sure everybody's definition or their needs for an EDC fixed blade are gonna be at least somewhat different. So just to kind of give the video or my opinion a little bit of scope here, everyday carry for a fixed blade for me is just something that obviously I carry with me every day, something that's light, that I can put in my pocket or put in my belt. I'm not going to realize it's on my belt. It doesn't weigh me down. Something that's big enough that it is functional, but not so big that it is like unwieldy for everyday tasks. Obviously it's going to open boxes. It's going to cut up an apple for my kids. I can use it cooking. I can even, if the whim hits and I want to take my kids on a walk out in the woods, it will do for bushcraft purposes, whether starting a fire, etc., etc. But it is not a full-size bushcraft knife. It is not a survival knife by any stretch of the imagination. It's just a light, easy to carry knife that is big enough to suit my purposes, but yet small enough that it's not going to weigh me down, it's not going to slow me down, and it just fits a normal everyday carry type of lifestyle. But like I said, everybody's definition of an EDC, this or that, is different. Everybody's scope and everybody's use is different. This just happens to be mine. With all that being said, let me show you off the 3 knives that I would encompass to be my current 3 favorite. If you ask any guy with a lot of knives, what are your 3 favorite X class of knife? That's like asking a 3-year-old what's your favorite color. It's going to change almost on a daily basis. So I I picked knives that I keep on coming back to. I don't necessarily consider these to be my only 3 favorite, but this is a good representation of what the entire group of favorites is. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's show you the knives. These are the top 3 that I wanted to talk about today. There is no specific order here. I'm not going to label them, this is my top, this is number 2, and this is number 3. We're just going to go from the bottom up here and just kind of go from there. This is a Bark River Littenbrar. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it exactly right. Littenbrar is Swedish, I believe, for little brother. This is the baby brother to the Bark River Aurora. Here we have an LT Wright Next Gen. This one's in their stainless steel with a convex grind on it. One of LT's first convex blades, I believe. And this one's here just because the little one is attached to it. I got tired of taking the sheath on and off from being attached to this bigger Denali sheath. And so I actually have a smaller sheath on order as a secondary, so I can easily put it on my hip or in my pocket. This is a Bark River EDC Bravo. I changed my mind a little bit, guys. I'm going to talk about both of these Bark Rivers basically at the same point in time. This EDC Bravo, it is an LMAX. It's what some people consider to be a super steel. It is stainless, so it's corrosion resistant. I'm sure it's, with some amount of abuse, it may eventually corrode or stain or whatnot. But it is proven to me to be extremely tough steel. I have not seen any hint of any kind of corrosion or staining to go on with it. It keeps an edge forever. It is very strong. What I really like about this blade, the handle is just the size of my hand. It's not so small that it is unwieldy or awkward to use. It is just big enough to fit that you can do at least some of the, you can do light work, you can do medium work, and kind of bore in on the hard work without having to really tank down on it with your grip. It just fits. It's a nice fitting little blade that has the strength and the ability to, do larger tasks. I like the profile. It's an excellent hunting knife, a game processing, cooking knife. Just the belly makes it easy for a lot of those tasks. It does an excellent job at, light bushcrafting, fire starting, firecraft, that sort of thing. Not much to really complain about this knife. It is a little bit big for pocket carry for me, but it does work if I use my back pocket. Now on to this one. This is, again, it's the Bark River Littenbrar. This one is actually a discontinued model. I feel pretty fortunate to get one. A buddy of mine, who will go unnamed because I don't have permission to use his name, he talked me into to being really interested in one of these, and then he hit me up one day and said, hey man, you might want to check Knives Ship Free. They've only got 3 of these suckers left. And so I looked at it and I immediately fell in love with these scales, and I was like, only 3 left, how can I refuse? So I went ahead and pulled the trigger on this, and I have not regretted it one single second. This one is in CPM 3V, which is an extremely stout steel, somewhat, at least on paper, to Elmax. I'm not a metallurgist, I'm not an expert. Performance-wise, they seem to be pretty similar. CPM 3V is a little bit more difficult to hone back up or sharpen back up, in my opinion, but opinions can be subjective there. It depends on your methodology, I suppose. Those who know me on Facebook probably know that the Bark River Aurora is one of my quote-unquote grail knives. I've actually had 2, and for whatever reason ended up getting rid of both of them, not because I didn't like the knife, just the circumstances dictated that I needed to, and I've regretted it ever since. I absolutely loved that blade. I've always wanted one back, but circumstances never have really come together for me to get one, and I'm kind of glad, because if that was the case, I probably wouldn't own this. As it stands right now, I mean, I'm not going to say this is my number 1 knife, but I would say overall this is the one that I carry by far the most these days. It is obviously more of a woodlore style blade. It does come down to a point which is center line of the handle like your classic woodlore. It's got the the classic woodlore contours up here. It is in my opinion a bushcrafter's dream knife, as far as if you want a small EDC style knife. This one is absolutely excellent. The handle is extremely comfortable. I wish I had an Aurora here to compare the handles with, but I don't. It fits me. This is one of those knives that it fits my personality, fits what I do perfectly. So it's light, easy to carry, easy to throw on my hip. It does all the EDC tasks that I could ever ask of it, and then it absolutely shines in the bushcraft area. There's not much I would be afraid to do with this knife. And the LT Wright Next Gen. This is probably my most requested knife to review in the last 2 to 3 months. Picked this one up at Blade Show and I absolutely love it. I have no complaints about this knife. The review will be posting next week, I believe, barring the unforeseen circumstances. So go ahead and spill the beans, I guess. It's gonna be a very positive review. It is the baby brother to the LT Wright Genesis. For you guys that have been around for any length of time, know that the LT Wright Genesis is overall one of my absolute favorite knives. So this one's just the baby brother. It does everything just as well as the LT Wright Genesis, but obviously comes in a smaller package. So because it's smaller, it does have the limitations that a smaller knife does have. This one in particular is stainless steel. It is also convexed. I'm absolutely stoked to see convex knives come out of LT's shop. I have really taken a liking to convex knives over the last 4 to 6 months, something like that. So it is really cool to see LT start doing that as well. But it fits your hand very well, just as well as the Genesis. The handle is smaller than the Genesis, but it still, proportionally, it is about the same as the Genesis, and it fits my hand just as well. I really enjoy this knurling. This is my first LT blade with a knurling on it, and I really like it. I'll expound more on that in the upcoming review of this knife in particular. But yeah, I have no complaints about this knife whatsoever. It's light, easy to carry. I can throw it in my back pocket. Obviously, it will stick out a little bit, but it is still within the realm of a pocketable knife. I can put it on my belt. It's light enough I don't know it's there, but yet it's big enough to get anything done that I need to. Edge retention is really good on it. Just the profile I enjoy. It does everything I ask of it and more. And again, with any favorites list, it's going to be more so about personal preferences than it is with the actual construction and design functionality of the knife itself. So this is, again, just like every other knife I've shown here today. This just fits my personality. It fits what I do, and it performs the way I like to see a tool perform. And there we have it, folks. I hope that has answered the guys that have asked this question or have been asking this question, or even for you guys that have been wondering this and haven't asked it yet. I hope this video has been informative, has helped answer the question about what are my favorite EDC style fixed blades. I have a lot more EDC style or EDC size fixed blades that I really do enjoy, that are just as functional, fit me just as well. But if I bring out 10 knives, this video is going to be extremely long. Now, those are my favorite EDC fixed blades. Now I want to know what your favorite EDC fixed blades are. So guys, guys, please take the time to comment below what are your favorite EDC fixed blades, and if you happen to have a YouTube channel where you post YouTube videos, I would love to see a response video. You don't name it whatever you want, it doesn't have to be response specifically to me, but please come back, and if you do make the video, pop a link to that video in the comment section here. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for being here today. I do appreciate your time very much. If you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And guys, if you have not done so yet, there's a subscribe button right down here. If you enjoy videos such as this, please make use of that button. And as always, like I said earlier, please make use of the comment section. Let me know what your favorite EDC fixed blades are. Anyway, folks, thanks again for being here today, and I will see you next time. You guys have a great day.